No, I have not been stolen by witness protection or gone into hiding or become a spy or anything like that. But I did take a very conscious break from social media. Had recorded the Toxic Person Proof podcast on through July, and now July's over. So it's time to gear up and start again. So as I went through my own evolution of helping people after toxic relationships, and helping them develop their inner strength and inner fortitude, it was interesting as I started hearing more and more people, the longer I went through this process. Eventually they said things like, I think I'm just kind of afraid to be happy, and I'm just afraid to be happy. And um I wondered about that in my own life. When you're a good coach, not that it's about you, because you're supposed to be thinking about them, not thinking about you, but there is also a piece of when you do work with people who are similar to you in personality type and similar to you in nature. And my history has been learning how to be kind without having your kindness used against you, because you want a silent strength, but it's very often that people who, are nice or, trying to be nice, they get walked all over, right? And so that is historically, I've walked with so many of those people and worked with so many of those types of personalities. And it can be really difficult to listen to people's sad stories all the time. Now, for years, it worked for me because I was able to celebrate their wins and their achievements. And when good things happened, I would be able to celebrate with them. And then this past December, I started getting off the phone crying. And I was going to sleep thinking about other people's children. And it came to a place that it was very apparent that I needed like a real break. Like it wasn't like burned out. It was like really sad. Like it would take me to like a super like dark place again. And I was like, man, all the changes I've made in my own life and the things I fought for, I think I've earned a little bit of peace and earned a bit of happiness. And even the way I say it now, it's like, man, we should not have to earn that, right? That we shouldn't have to work so hard to feel okay with doing something okay for ourselves. But it was just definitely ingrained in me that my job is to give, 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 put others before myself, which, the golden rule is loving others as you love yourself, right? And I was like, I need as so many of my clients, it was love others before myself, love others instead of myself. And then it got evolved and got a little healthier and a little happier and a little healthier and a little happier. And then it was like, oh, well, here I am. And I thought I would be doing that work forever. And I don't know what the future holds. What I do know is I passionately love podcasting. I am working with another coach right now, helping place product managers into new careers. And I love it. And I love the team. And I love the people I'm working with. And I'm excited about working again. And it was so crazy. My second book, like problem solved on the decision-making piece. It was like everything I'm talking about all day is coming to light in those conversations and that position. So I know I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And I'm happy. And my life is much lighter, and I still have a passion for people, and I still want to help people, and all those things about me are still true. So I definitely am excited to announce I'm going to start recording podcasting again, starting this evening. I will be going live with Melanie Gillespie at 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific And we're going to talk. Melanie has a podcast called Luminosity that I have listened to every recording of twice or so in the last, year. She definitely talks about current energies of things, and I have found her to be very correct. So we're going to talk about personal sovereignty, and which totally aligns with the work I've done with helping people after toxic relationships, and talking about where you want to get to. Right. So this whole conversation is, I talk to so many people, it's like, oh, they never got to happy, right? They never got to happy. And so often I'll use this like bone cord or whatever. And it's like, with the toxic person's like pulling you and you're like, and it's going back and forth. Sorry, that was a little crazy, but it was a lovely prop that I had on my desk. That's actually really messy, but you can't see it because I hide all that on camera. No, there are a lot of books. That that sense of like that tug and back and forth. And it's like, am I better than them? Am I worse? Am I up? They're up here and I'm here and all this kind of stuff. Right. And really, just like, okay, that's them and they're over there and I'm over here and I have in my own life, right? That's really where you want to get to with a toxic person, a toxic situation. And I've talked long term about, people's obsession over narcissism. And man, that study of narcissism has been a gift to the world in the fact that, it puts words to bullying and abuse and unkindness and power dynamics, and it really puts a word and language and structure around what for many years just did not have a structure, right? So there's been such relief found in studying gaslighting and so those things. And I will stand by what I've said for years, that no one ever found happiness by studying narcissism, including me, right? It's one of the I had to like, whoa, we got to take a break. But where happiness is found is in that just they're over here, I'm over here. We are not, I'm not allowing them to tug on my rope. I'm they're just, they do them, I do me. That is where happiness lives. That is where happiness is found. And that is what we are discussing tonight on. I pre-recorded. There's been some great things on the Toxic Person Proof podcast recently. So if you have not checked it out, I've been seeing the downloads and they're still very strong, even though I've gone into hiding. Not really. But if you've not, looked into that, and there's some really amazing episodes that have new episodes all the way through July. So, and then if you are free tonight, join me and Melanie as we discuss, how to remain in your personal sovereignty and not let people, toxic or otherwise, tug you back and forth, and be in charge of what we can control, which is our inner world. So I hope you can join us. And if not, you'll have to check it out on live and then check it out on the Toxic